The topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Eat and Critique Show with restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia. Brought to you by one of Steve-O and Sophia's favorite Incontro Italian cuisine and steakhouse located on the Walk in Coral Springs. Now, sit back while award-winning restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly in South Florida dining.
Good evening and welcome to the Eat and Critique Show with my co-host Steve-O.
No, you're my co-host.
And Sophia. Tonight we actually had a guest scheduled from Austin Republic, but unfortunately he was not able to make it. He got called in to be chef tonight. But we have to say it was the most amazing Tex-Mex barbecue restaurant that we have tried in South Florida so far.
So by now, most people, our listeners and viewers, know that I'm from Dallas, Texas. Went to school in Austin. I know my barbecue and I know my Mexican food. And I'm a Tex-Mex guy. I'm not a gourmet Mexican food guy. And lately, we have had a lot of barbecue restaurants contacting us. Sophia and I found one. It was packed.
Yes.
Those people do not know barbecue.
Well, we've already
the best part about it was the big pig out front.
We kind of already brought that up, that it wasn't our favorite. It was probably
my God,
least.
Sophia, be honest. Come on. That's what we're known for. Be honest. It was horrible.
It was
really, really, really bad. And then we went to Nev's,
which was really good.
Excellent. And then we saw a restaurant and it said Austin Republic.
AR.
And I'm going, Austin, that's where I went to the university at, University of Texas. And I said, we have got to contact them. If you have Austin on your name and you're promoting barbecue and Mexican food, whoa. And Sophie and I finally went there, blown away.
Totally blown away. The
Good
best.
Blown away.
The best. So unfortunately, Chef Jimmy couldn't make it. So we started out with the chicken taquitos.
Well, tell them about the restaurant first.
I was going to bring that up later. Okay.
So it's not a restaurant yet.
No, they're actually a food truck right now on 4801.
Because they're building a restaurant.
And behind the food truck, but it's not just a food truck. I have never seen, it was like a train or something. It was huge. And they built it themselves. They had wheels on the bottom, and it was interesting to hear their story about, I asked about the permits and everything, and Jimmy said that they built that food truck. It was huge.
Permits are hard to get in Palm Beach.
Very hard. And behind I guess you're going to call it a food truck. To me, it was like a bus.
Yes.
It was huge. There's a building that they're renovating and hoping to open January of 2024. And they have a second food truck that they're adding the liquor to next to the train.
You know what? I was just thinking about something. We have the most incredible website. Thanks to you, Sophia.
Thank you.
It is, to me, it's the most beautiful website I've ever seen. She still spends her evenings working on it. But go to our website, which is www.eatandcritiquetvshow.com. Eatandcritiquetvshow.com. Our great producer has it up if you're viewing it. And we've got all kinds of restaurants on there. Our partner, besides iHeart, is Paragon Theaters, and they're going to be joining us tonight. But we're when we saw this restaurant, we had to try it.
It's always crowded. The thing,
Yeah.
before we go through the menu, there is no phone number. That's why Rebel didn't put it on the screen. You actually have to go there.
I think you can
So
go online too.
you can go online. They do takeout. You can eat there. They do catering, but there is no delivery.
Yes.
And the menu was extensive. So, okay, now do you want to start?
Let's start now.
The chicken taquitos.
I'm getting hungry thinking about it.
Yeah, it was really good.
First of all,
after
where are they located at?
4801 South Dixie Highway.
Okay. And if you're in Broward, trust me, it is worth going there. There's another great barbecue restaurant in Broward called Rob's, but this is really, really good also. Plus, they also do Mexican food too.
It's authentic Tex-Mex.
You know what? Let me tell you, I had a long time ago a restaurant I went to, and the guy told me, he said, you know, if you look at Mexican food, tacos aren't Mexican food, and neither is enchiladas. And, you know, I've thought about it. He's really right. But Tex-Mex are tacos, and they are enchiladas and churritos. So we started off, was it
The chicken taquitos.
the taquitos. So I told Sophia, it is so hard to find taquitos in this city. You can go to Publix and get them frozen. Not the same.
They were delicious.
They really were.
They really were. So then I thought the most authentic thing that I've ever seen was their corn ribs. They were shaped like a spare rib, and it's not street corn. It's like a street corn, but it was actually shaped like a rib. That's not on the menu yet. They're adding that, but it had coquito
How did they
cheese.
they seasoned
It was
the corn, and it was out of this world. It was
with the Guatemalan pico mas.
Is that what it was?
Mhm.
Proud of yourself?
I am. I said it right.
I'm
Guatemalan
impressed.
pico mas.
But you got to order those.
It
I'm
was
telling
different.
you, it was out of this world. And then they brought us the tray.
Oh God. Why don't you just say they brought us the menu?
Yes.
They brought us everything on the menu. It was just way too much to even bring. It was like, here's the menu. We had the prime biscuit, which was probably the best that we've had so far. We had pork spare ribs. We had rotisserie chicken. We had the pulled pork.
The sausage.
We had the hot links.
And you know what? What's really good? Their mild sauce was excellent. Their barbecue sauce was so good. And it's like, I've always said, if you go into a Mexican restaurant and the sauce is not good, you're in for a bad night. I can tell you that right now. And it's the same way with barbecue. If their barbecue sauce is not good, you're in for a long night.
So then we went to the tacos, but they brought us all 3 tacos. Let's just say I didn't eat much because it was just way too much food. We had the mac and cheese. We had the beans. We had the collard greens.
Were excellent.
They were excellent. And then they asked if we wanted dessert, but I think I was full after the taquito and the corn.
But there was not one bad item on there.
Not one at all.
And they're adding some Mexican items to it too. They have tacos on there right now. And what else? They have burritos on there now. They have a taco salad that I saw that looks so good. You know what was really good was their potatoes.
Oh, I forgot about
The German
potato
potato salad.
Forgot about
I'm not a
that.
big potato salad guy. I loved their German potato salad, and their prices are excellent. I'm telling you, you can get a taco for $5,
Mhm.
and we've done a lot of taco places. That's a good deal. But the taquitos, woo!
Well, they have a 222 too. 2 meats, 2 tacos, 2 sides, $22.
That's a good price.
It's a lot of food.
And you know what they're adding 5 or 6 new items.
They're going to add churros.
For those of you who don't know what churro is, it is a fried, almost like a fried donut, but it's long and it's doused in cinnamon.
Yum.
Oh my God, it is so good.
The only thing, I don't know what a Mexican Coke is. That's
A Mexican
Coke. Coke, is it like a Coca-Cola with
It's probably in a bottle.
written in
No, it's in a,
Spanish?
I'll bet it's in a bottle.
Oh, it's real sugar. That's right. I forgot about that. So the only thing I don't know, and it's too bad Chef Jimmy's not here, the hours. Do you know their hours and days? Are they open every day?
Yeah, I think they're open 6 days a week, 5 to 10, or 5 to 11.
6 days a week. What day? Like Monday closed, I think.
It's something like that.
I think Mondays are closed. You're just going to have to drive by.
You can't call them. You can't make reservations because I tried to call them. They don't have a phone number there. But you can dine out on, they have the picnic tables outside.
7 days a week. Wow. They're open Monday through Sunday, 4 to 11.
Okay.
And they have a little entertainment on the weekends. Because after the tasting, I took my sister Margaret. No, I could not eat anymore. And they were laughing when they saw me. But she did eat the brisket and said it was the best she ever had. So, but we have something funny tonight, too.
Oh, we do.
We have something really
How we
funny.
doing on time?
We're doing great. It's 15 after. So visit Austin Republic, 4801 South Dixie Highway, West Palm Beach. So we have their rival here, Smokin' Gator. Oh, yeah. And the best part, their family. So we are going to have a taste test. Steve and I.
Cook-off.
A cook-off, a big cook-off between Austin Republic and Smokin'
And we
Gator.
have to decide.
We'll be blindfolded. Margaret told me to blindfold ourselves when they bring the brisket.
She tells me that when I'm driving all the time.
So we would like to introduce Paul Shalhoub. It's a really good friend of mine. He lives here in Lake Clark Shores. And he also has Smokin' Gator. I did send.
Wait, what is Smokin' Gator?
We're going to let Paul talk about it. And they're having a function this Friday. And I'm going to get out and let you talk to Paul. You and Paul.
No, you and Paul. Just move this
All
over.
right. So me and Paul are going to talk.
Rebel might get upset.
I know she's going to yell at me in a
I'll scoot
minute.
over.
So I sent your father I sent your father a GIF with two cowboys for a shootout.
I thoroughly enjoy Jimmy and his barbecue. What he's done at Austin Republic is phenomenal. We've been missing a standalone barbecue joint here in Palm Beach County, West Palm Beach in particular, for a long time. So I'm happy that he's doing great. I've had their food. It's phenomenal. We are two Smokin' Gator Barbecue and Austin Republic, two very different flavor profiles, two different ways of cooking food. So it's basically like apples and oranges. But the one thing that we have in common is it's both excellent barbecue. There's no doubt about it.
Why is yours called Gator?
So both my father and I created this company as a hobby business. We're both full-time attorneys, and we both graduated from University of Florida. Our very first smoker was a offset large trailer gator. So it's painted green, had the tail, the mouth, the teeth. The smoke would come out the teeth. the paws or claws, if you will, the feet is what we use to open up the cooker. So when we bought that, we shortly thereafter created the company Smoking Gator Barbecue.
You know what, I was hoping that you were going to be serving gator.
No,
Well, you know, I love gator.
No,
We
No.
can, but that is not one of our staples.
I am
We
not
focus.
listening to this. He catches them out of the lake. So
Yeah.
Paul and his father always do the barbecue for the Lake Clark Shores picnic that we have every year, but they are two totally different.
What makes them different?
So for Austin Republic follows a more Texas flavor profile and smoking. So they use post oak, heavy on the salt and pepper. We follow basically a Florida barbecue style, or it's more of like a Florida mixed with a Memphis style. We use dry rub. Sauce doesn't hit any of our products other than the pulled pork on a light level when we mix it, and the pulled chicken when we mix it. During the cooking process, sauce is just not used at all. And we use cherry wood and a mix of mango wood. So we're on the fruit wood side, he's on the oak wood, and they just create very different flavors from a smoke perspective.
Right.
There's a more smoke heavy. We're more like a smoke complements the flavors that we're adding to our meat with the rubs and how we do the cooking process in general.
But how do people find you?
So you can Google us. We have a website. We're on Instagram and Facebook as well. Smoking Gator BBQ. It's 1G, and our SmokingGatorBBQ.com. And for the most part, people Google us or Google best barbecue in Palm Beach or best barbecue in South Florida, and we come up on a pretty high level of that list on Google for some reason. I haven't paid for advertising or anything. And so we get calls and they say, where can we find you? I said, well, we don't have a standalone restaurant. We primarily cater, and we have 3 main sales a year, which is going to be Super Bowl, Thanksgiving, and 4th of July. So people who don't want to order a big catering event can come and get our food that way. Or on Friday at August 4th at the Regional, we're collaborating with Chef Lindsay Autry.
So we wanted to talk about that. So what is happening? Tell us all about it.
Sure. So we've been asked, this is now our 3rd time. We started this back in 2018 when Chef Autry invited us to come and collaborate with her at a restaurant and feature Smoking Gator barbecue food at her restaurant. So we sold out the restaurant in 2018. It was a great success. Wow. It was a ton of fun cooking with her and learning her methods, a lot of which we've incorporated into how we cook going forward. We came back in 2019, had another great event. I don't know if we sold out, but we had everything booked until after 9 o'clock at night for reservations. It was wonderful. We were going to come back in 2020, but unfortunately, 2021 was COVID. And then last year we were going to go, but I had 2 trials in August, and I couldn't fit in the cook time in between my regular job.
Cooking was not in the trials.
I tried to make it work. It didn't work. So this year we coordinated much earlier on, and she picked August 4th. I was free, and so we made it happen. I told my staff no trials on August 4th.
Are you in practice with your dad?
I'm not. He is a full-time family law attorney, and I'm a full-time personal injury lawyer at Gold Law, which is right off of Belvedere in Australia.
You switched.
Yeah, I switched earlier this year. So it's been great, and they fully support all my philanthropic endeavors as well as my hobby business, which is cooking barbecue for people.
So what's her cooking style, Paul, that you into barbecuing?
It's
smoking.
The big thing that we try to accomplish with everything that we're cooking is attention to detail and building flavors at every stage of the cook process. So from the moment that meat goes on, it's either been brined or seasoned and sitting for a while before it hits the smoker. And then throughout the process, we're adding levels of flavor each time we wrap something and let it cook a little bit further. We want to make sure that all of our food, when someone eats it, they don't go, oh, that was cooked perfect. We want them to taste the perfection as well. And I think that's what a lot of barbecue joints in Palm Beach County and in general are lacking, is that pop of flavor when you take that bite. When you eat our ribs, you get hit right with flavor, plus you taste the meat and the subtle flavor of that fruit wood smoke. Same thing with the brisket It is the most flavorful, juicy brisket in town. And I love being able to do that. We have pork belly that when you bite it, as soon as you're starting to enjoy it, every bite, you're like, wow, that tastes good. And that's what we strive for, not just that you get the perfect bite or the brisket falls perfectly. That all stuff to me is easy. The hard part is making sure it pops with flavor. And that's what our cooking style is focused on. And we've been perfecting it since 2006.
So we're going to have the cook-off. We're going to have that
I'm
contest.
wondering if we're making Rebel hungry.
Rebel's always getting hungry on our show, but we should have that blind taste test.
That would be fun.
Because Jimmy said he only smokes his brisket for what, a couple hours? What did he say?
6 hours.
6 hours? How long do you guys do?
I think he actually smokes his longer than mine. Ours varies on the size of the brisket. Sometimes we're cooking, we order them for large cooks. They're going to come in a variety of sizes, but for the most part, we're easily 5 to 6 hours on a minimum of smoke before we wrap. And I'll wrap based on color versus temperature. So a lot of people call and they ask me for tips on how to cook brisket or anything, and they follow whatever they see online. Well, how many hours in are you wrapping? I go, I don't pay attention to that. I need to make sure it's got the proper color, which means it's got the proper bark. So it's going to have the proper flavor profile from smoke perspective before I wrap it. But that typically is a minimum 4 to 6 hours.
And that's what we were talking to Rob about, because it took him years to perfect his
brisket.
He said he learned from some Texan that won all these awards, but it took him years. So how did you guys get it so quickly?
So we started cooking brisket. It was probably back in 2006 when we formed the company and decided to join the Florida Barbecue Association. So when we got to start doing competition barbecue, we learned from our friends there a lot of tips and tricks on how to cook it, the temperatures we need to take it up to, and those styles. And we immediately incorporated those tips and tricks into how we were going to cook for our catering business and our sales. Over the course of time, we started to learn a lot more. And as we continue to cook, I can't tell you brisket stuff.
And you smoke it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no boiling. There's no oven. There's none of that stuff. There's no liquid. And only our smoker. Yeah, no, we use our own seasonings, our own brines that we created, our own injections to help build flavor profiles throughout certain of the larger meats. And it probably, even recently, we switched up how we make our brisket just a little bit in the process. I switched from using putting them in a pan and wrapping them in foil to using butcher paper. And I absolutely love the difference. The consistency and the cooks comes out a lot better. But I've changed something over the years.
Paper? What is it?
Butcher paper. It's pink. It's similar to parchment paper. Parchment paper's got like a waxy coat to it. This allows the meat and the juices for the most part to stay in. It keeps it from getting over smoked, keeps the juices intact. And I put a pan underneath that. So in case any juices leak out, I get to use them, put them back into the meat once it's cooked or sliced.
Remember that one barbecue place on Okeechobee, I think it was, Royal Palm, and I ate the brisket.
Yes. It
was all fat. It was so disgusting. How do you guys keep the fat minimal?
So with brisket, you can have two portions of it. You have the flat and the duckle. The flat's the easy part to not worry about the fat because that's very lean. That's what's the hardest part to cook in the brisket. It's when you're starting to cut it and you're either cutting it as a whole piece that you got to worry about the internal fat that's in the middle, and more importantly, the fat on the backside, which is where the point is. We trim our fat down so that a lot of it, the most of it can render, and that when you actually eat it, there'll be just a little bit on the outside that melts in your mouth and adds a lot of flavor. When it comes to the fat in the middle, if you're going to serve it, you have two options. You cut it out and you serve it, or you just give them enough meat to where they don't mind cutting that middle part out, that separate connects the point and the flat.
Do you ask people who are coming to try your food if they want it wet or dry?
We actually just give them both.
Okay.
When we're catering, we put them all mixed together so people can get a flavor for it.
Good.
If we're serving or we have servers, I'll have the server ask if they want the fatty piece or the lean piece.
You know, I used to screw up my brisket by putting the sauce on early. And all it did was it burnt the sauce.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really, really bad. So you learn now, do you do sides at all?
Yes, we have a Lebanese slaw, which is shredded cabbage, mint, parsley, green onions, tomato, salt, and olive oil and lemon juice. It's basically like a tabbouleh flavor profile, but with cabbage. And so it's a vegan dish that we're able to serve up. If people ever want vegetarian or vegan options, that's one of our best sellers in general. It's incredibly refreshing.
Well, my sister just slipped a note. We're the samples.
This was next time. But come on August 4th, John, plenty of food, I promise. I promise.
So what time does it start?
So you can start, the reservations start at 5:30. I don't know how many, if any, are left between 5:30 and 7, but you can go on to opentable.com or go to eatregional.com and check out their special events, and it'll take you to a link there to make your reservation. You make a reservation just like you would any night to go out to dinner. The menu is going to be featuring our food. And then in addition to that, she has her main menu open. So like if someone goes there and there's 4 people going and 3 of them want barbecue, but 1 of them wants a steak, the regional is also featuring our seasonings. So you can get your steak, your pork chop, your chicken, if you will, smoking gator style, which will come with our steak seasoning on it. That really elevates any steak that you cook, whether it's at a restaurant or at home. So a lot of our products are being featured on the menu, which I'm excited about.
What's the cost?
I think the price ranges for some of the apps are maybe in the teens. The main, I think the main meals I believe, are all under 30 or thereabouts.
Oh, that's not bad.
I have to go. I don't remember if the final menu has been set, but you can get a half a rack of ribs. It comes with 2 sides. You get brisket on a plate that comes with 2 sides. You also get order Lindsay Autry's Carolina pulled pork, or you can order a meat plate, pick 2 meats, and you get 2 sides. And then when you order one of the mains, you also get to add in either our sausage or our brisket burn-ins as for like a small additional upcharge, and you get that to come on and complement the main meal. For the appetizers, we're collaborating on how we do our pork belly. And I told her we vend for our food truck events or catering events rather, this pork belly taco. And I told her all about how we make it. And she says, let's get rid of the shell. We'll do a deconstructed pork belly street corn type of a thing. Oh. So we're going to make the pork belly, and she's going to chef it up with a street corn like topping, and it'll be an appetizer, 1 or 2 bites. I'm really excited to do that. Every time I give her Chef Autry an idea, she just runs with it because she's so amazing. And so that's one of the big things we're collaborating on. We're also collaborating on the chicken. So she made sweet tea brine chicken famous.
Really?
And at a homage to her, we created a sweet tea brine pulled chicken on our menu. So we're going to collaborate on that. And instead of having it be smoked and pulled, we're going to collaborate on the brine, and then she's going to offer grilled chicken with our steak seasoning on it.
That sounds good.
Which is another option.
Sure now, 100. Lindsay
really
was
good.
at the Sunday House.
I don't remember.
Yeah, she was.
There.
No, that's where she got her start. That was a long time ago. But that's where I used to call her.
Then it was in the early 90s.
And she did Southern cooking, and that's what she was noted for. And then I don't know what happened. She left the restaurant. She's, very famous. She's come runner-up several times on the James Beard Award.
Isn't she there now?
She was in New York cooking for the James Beard Foundation over the weekend.
Yeah. Oh, she can. She has won all kinds of awards. So it's. And where's the charity? What's the charity?
This event, we do a lot of partnerships for charity events. This is not one of them. This is just going to be an event where she is collaborating with 2 local barbecue chefs and myself and my dad for a fun event for people to get and have an opportunity to have our food with really being outside of a sale, outside of a catering event, and elevated with her ideas, her
So
staff.
you'll
at the
have your
restaurant.
cookers there.
Our smoker's going to be there. No
Okay.
doubt about it. It's impossible to do without it. The amount of meat that we
I
have to
know.
cook for this,
Yeah.
the amount of brisket, baby back ribs, and she has her own smoker for her pork and all the other items that we're going to be cooking. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I remember the gator smoker. I do. I
Yeah.
loved it.
That's how we got our start. You know, that was in the early 2000s when we had that built,
Yeah.
and then started our company in 2006.
You enjoy doing this, don't you?
I love doing
I
it.
could tell.
I absolutely love it. I can talk barbecue and food with anybody all day.
I was going to say, Paul doesn't need to be an attorney, especially a PI attorney of all attorneys.
I know, right?
You should be a chef. Well, thank you so much, Paul.
Absolutely.
It was
Thank you
a
for having
really
me on.
pleasure.
Great. And, maybe we can put something on the website.
We're going to put definitely.
All right. I hope to see
We'll
y'all
do
on
that.
Friday.
Yes.
This has been a joy to be able to come and be a part of this.
We were happy to have you.
Yeah, our viewers.
It was a good interview.
Yes.
And I still say we have to have that showdown.
I think that's a great idea.
I'm all for it. I tell you what, I do enjoy cooking with
It's a
him.
cook-off.
He competed with us. I think it was our last competition that we did. He came out and the three of us cooked and we did pretty good. We got our name called a couple of times for having not done a barbecue competition. And I think it was 3 years at the time that we did it. But it was a lot of fun cooking with him. And even then, that's when he started developing his idea for Austin Republic. And it wasn't too long after that, everything was able to come to fruition. And now he's up and running and crushing it.
So
You
Margaret
did chili at home?
will blindfold us.
Yeah.
You can do it here. You have your cooker. We'll go to your house.
All right,
Have
we can
Chef
do it.
Jimmy come there with us. Margaret will blindfold us, and we'll just
We'll
do
have
it.
some fun.
That
I
would
like
be
it.
fun.
I
I'll
like
bring the tequila.
There you go. Now you know we're going to have a good time.
You always have a good time with us.
Oh, for sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Paul.
My pleasure. Thank you so
much.
much.
Thank
Here, I'll
you.
move this back.
I'll
Thank you
send
so-
you the link when we get it tonight. I'll email it to you. Yep.
And you know what? We got
Jared, is
where's
he
Jared?
in?
Is Jared on yet?
He should be.
We're
It's
waiting
6:30.
on.
He's not here yet, but we're working on it.
Jared's not on? Wow. Well, you know what? Let's start, we'll just talk about until Jared comes on.
Wait a minute. Let's give away some tickets.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We
Okay.
have lots of tickets to give away.
Oh, we have a partnership with Paragon Theaters, and I don't know if you've seen their theaters or not. They have one in Delray Beach,
Mhm.
they have one in Davie, and they have one in Coral Springs. And the theater, everything is state of the art. In fact, in Delray Beach, they have bowling there. They have a restaurant which has excellent food.
A game room.
Yeah, a game room there. Great place to take the kids. We're going to give away, we got passes to give away.
We have movie tickets and we have restaurant gift certificates.
Yeah. So let me give you, our website is up. For those of you who are listening on radio, go to www.eat, and you got to spell and out, and critique TV show. And we'll take the first 6 people who go and say, I would like free, and there's some great movies out, by the way.
There
I would like the
Barbie.
free tickets. And let's say the first 2, we'll also buy them dinner too.
We'll send a gift certificate for a restaurant with
Yeah.
the movie tickets.
So go to our website and we'll take the first 6 people who come on, and we got to get your, what do you need? Your
I
address?
need your address. A lot of times you'll write to us, but you don't give us the address. There's
thought-
Jared. Yay. Our
Hello.
Monday movie minutes, Monday minute movie. With Jared, is it Barbie tonight?
There is. Can you hear me?
I was thinking Mission Impossible. I told Steve, I bet anything it's Barbie.
Man, there's some good movies out there.
Mission Impossible. Well, first of all, it's good to see you guys. Hope you were both well.
Good to
Sorry,
see
a little late.
How was your vacation? No, your trip.
Crazy actually. A lot of Barbie, a lot of around the country. So we had a pink carpet premiere in our Naples location, which was really cool. And they even had hot pink Porsches, if you can believe it.
Oh wow! No Ferraris or Lamborghinis.
some people have hot pink on the brain. We had a lot of fun. It was really nice, and it was a radio promotion, and we had like a little premiere, and we had a small fashion show. People showed up dressed up like Barbie. I don't know if you guys have been to the movie theater this past 2 weekends, but everything is.
You're always packed. You're always packed.
Everywhere
we're doing. Knock on wood. People are resonating probably from watching your show, learning more about the theater.
Yes.
So
hey, listen. You know what? You guys do such a great job, Jared. Jared's head of marketing, and I got to. He's a VP, yeah.
Guy.
He's I got to tell you, we deal with all kinds of upper level management people with our shows across the country. And Jared, you are top of the list. Every detail, you wouldn't believe the things that go on behind the scene when it's a live show. And we love our partnership with Paragon, and we were talking last week that we had a father who had his son on his shoulder leaving and saying, "See, I told you were going to love this place." Yep. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's we really strive for the customer experience, no matter how hard it is to please some people. We try to go the extra mile. We from all ages, from young to old. Doesn't matter, man, woman, teen, grandparent, we hit wherever we can hit. So we and you guys have experienced, not only do we try to make the experience in the theater physically good, cool, like where we have these really cool Lux box seats where they're heated and reclined to a 0 gravity degree kind of dimension. And we have the latest in technology for Dolby Atmos up in the surround sound area, and laser projection. But then what you've experienced too is we take it one step further with all the food. So because we figure, the way to anyone's heart is some good, yummy, delicious food. So, and that's comforting, especially during a movie, when you're getting scared and you want to take a bite of something, or when you're just enjoying you're lost in the movie and you want a really comforting, some very comforting chicken fingers or nachos or something cool to eat, and these Bavarian pretzels that we have that are awesome. But let me tell you, Barbie, if you did not see it,
no, we have not.
Great movie, especially the.
You liked it.
Yeah, it was really good. I would give it now. I'm going to be a little cautious. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 popcorns, Paragon popcorns. Will be my rating. I'm not going to give it the full 5.
Ooh.
But
did you wear pink, Jared?
I did. We took one. I have 2 daughters, and we took one of them yesterday to go see it. And unfortunately, like you, I could not get in the first weekend, so I had to wait for a second weekend.
Did your daughters like the movie?
They did. They're 10 and 7, so they didn't really. I think the 10-year-old really got the message. And she actually is not a big Barbie fan, but the 7-year-old has umpteen million Barbies, and so she was just so excited to get to see it come to life, and just for the visual effects of the set design and the costume and the mannerisms that all the actors embody. Just that alone is just fascinating how they capture. It's so toyerific, or like toyatic, I think is the word. Like it's just, they did a great way of really putting you into Barbie land. Like you feel that you're literally in the dream house. And
Well,
then
will there be a sequel?
oh, there will be. I'm sure there will be plenty and many of sequels. But like really good message about women's empowerment and women women and girls can be whatever they want. And
Wow.
it takes it takes it out of the Barbie league even as well, kind of the messaging and then really really interesting actually was Ken, Ryan Gosling, who plays Ken. I think he had a really good performance, and he really kind of shed light on kind of the patriarchy is kind of the yin and the yang of the movie, the kind of the patriarchy that we kind of exist in now. And so he did a really good job. And Margot Robbie she's just Barbie. She's just her mannerisms, her look, the way she, you've seen in the trailer, the way she has her heels up like a Barbie doll. And it's a good, fun movie. You laugh, you get sentimental. America Ferrera is in it. She's a main character, and she gives a really powerful portion of the movie, lays kind of within her role of her character, and which I don't want to spoil, but it's just a real poignant. You really hits home what she's saying, and so there's comedy, there's really touching points, heartfelt points. Michael Cera, he's kind of a comedian from Juno or from Superbad. He's hilarious, and he plays a character called Alan, so he's funny. So there's something for everyone, all ages. Very nostalgic. My wife was with me, and she's like, I can't believe I had that Barbie, when I was a kid 30 years ago.
Brought back memories.
Yeah, so which is really cool. And it's kind of neat. I did these events. So we had a pink premiere in one location. We had a Barbie pink party and fashion show at our Fenton location, which is the one in Raleigh, North Carolina, our newest location. And we had 2,000 people show up. It was great, but It was like a sea of pink. Men, women, children, didn't matter, race, ethnicity, age, dogs, cats came dressed up. It's just something that was fun that, Barbie just brings out in everyone, that there's just something fun about it. So I highly recommend it to everyone watching. And I think
the mall, actually, Aventura Mall.
Oh yeah.
And everybody there was in pink. I was just laughing, going, let me guess, you're going to see Barbie. They had, yes, it was, like you said, a sea of pink. So it was not, because the previews don't really give you a good sense of the movie. So it wasn't a silly movie. There was really a message to it then.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. So you walk out of there kind of thinking, but then in the same vein, it's kind of light. So it's not heavy. It's not a long movie, so which is great, which is nice. And it moves, it continuously moves. And there is a bazillion cameos of different people, and some really good music. And it's just a fun time. It's nice to have. I understand why it's so popular. It's nice to have just a fun movie that you can go and you can sit to, and you can take your kids, you can take your grandparents, you can take any generation. Barbie's been around for umpteen years, so it touches pretty much everyone in some way, shape, or form. And it's just a fun, good-hearted movie.
How long will the movie be around for at your theaters?
Well, the good news is this movie is doing really well. And so it had a significant opening weekend. It was north of 150 million, I think. And this past weekend, it was around 90 million, which is not a big drop off at all for a movie for its second weekend. So my guess is this one's going to last, I think, a couple more weeks, at least another week or two. I mean, hands down, at least another week or two. But it's playing its counterpart, Oppenheimer, which I haven't seen yet, so I can't review it. That was going to be my next one. But,
good.
But I know that is supposed to be just as good on the other complete opposite spectrum of a very serious movie. I don't know if you saw that, but
some good ones coming up, Jared.
There's also Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming up. So
Oh,
that's
that's
exciting
right.
this weekend. Yeah, that's we're all excited for that. They're coming back. The four guys in green, Turtles on the Half Shell, will be back in theaters after 20
Despicable
years.
Me. That's the one I want to see.
Well, Paragon Theaters you're in Coral Springs, you're in Delray Beach, you're in Davie. It is just the most incredible experience. And Jared, I have never gotten so many emails from people who just went to Paragon for the first time and were just blown away. And a lot of them love the food too. And that's not easy.
Well, so here's an exciting thing. I did learn that our summer sizzle, like our additional summer kind of menu that we've added that you guys got to taste the last time you were in our house a couple weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
I did learn that we're going to be doing some, because knowing that it's fall coming up and we're heading into August tomorrow, and football season is right around the corner. I understand that we're going to debut some new football themed a new menu to kind of go along with the football game watches that we host. So there's going to be some specials and some new really kind of cool, like handhelds and appetizers. So you'll have to come back and try those for sure. Once I have the menu.
I asked Mike Whalen that question, remember, if they were going to have a fall menu. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that just kind of came together the other day. And so we're excited. We're still
and the food is really good, Jared. I mean, we were shocked to see how great the food was at a movie theater, which it's usually a movie theater first. But I got to tell you, your food is right up there.
Yeah, absolutely. You met Rob.
Yes,
I love Chef Rob.
He is so talented.
He's amazing, and he runs a really tight ship, and we have him replicated, fortunately, at all of our locations that have the agency restaurant. We have someone very similar, and we're doing, things are doing really well. We're experimenting, trying new things, new drinks, new food where we can, and it's been a hard season because of the cost of food has skyrocketed in the last few months. But we're making do, and we're getting more and more people kind of to come back and experience us again and again. And, our Lux box is chugging away, which is great. It's a hard commodity ticket to get these days, especially with all these big movies that open, because you especially think about it, for 3 hours, I want to be in the best seat I can possibly be for Oppenheimer.
Yes,
so,
really.
Or Mission Impossible, which I believe you guys saw, so you probably have a review on that one.
Twice.
Did you like it? Was it good?
No.
Oh.
No, I was a little disappointed. It was exciting to see it, but it wasn't like the other. Well, we'll have you do the review next week.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely.
If you feel the same. But we have only 1 minute left.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. So I don't know.
We're going to be there next month.
We're going to be in
the
and
I think
Coral
we're going to
Springs
location, or maybe our Coral Springs location. So you guys,
that's what Mr. Whalen said.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah, what does he know?
Yeah, what's he know? He's only the CEO.
He's just the boss.
Okay, buddy. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Thank you for having me again, as always.
Our VP at Paragon Theaters.
Yeah, he's amazing.
What else? Did we get everything in?
Well, we got everything in. We just need to get you guys to win these tickets.
Yeah. Make sure you go to our website, www.eat, which is spelled out, critique TV show. Tell us you'd like to win a pair of tickets, and you can pick which one you want, pick which theater and movie you want, and we'll send them to you.
It's .com too, just in case you guys, because I know there's different dots.
Okay, so we got to get out of here.
We do. It always goes so fast.
It does. We'll be back though next week.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks,
See you
Rebel.
next week. Thank you, Rebel.
You've been listening to the Eatin' Critique Show with your hosts, award-winning restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia, brought to you by Incontro Italian Cuisine and Steakhouse, located in Coral Springs on the Walk. Be sure to join us again next week as Steve-O and Sophia interview top local restaurant owners and chefs. Steve-O and Sophia are known for their pure honesty when it comes to reviewing local restaurants. See you next week.
Yeah.